Here's something most people don't want to admit. Just because a breakfast chain has a parking lot full of cars doesn't mean it's serving a great breakfast. Some of America's biggest breakfast restaurants have quietly gone downhill, while a few unexpected names have completely changed the game. Menus have evolved, prices have climbed, customer expectations have shifted, and in 2026 the breakfast battle looks nothing like it did just a few years ago. Today we're counting down the 5 worst and the 5 best breakfast chains in the United States, based on food quality, consistency, value, customer satisfaction, and the overall experience. And trust me, the restaurant that takes the number 1 spot isn't the one most people would guess. Let's dive in. Starting with the 5th worst breakfast chain, Perkins. For decades, Perkins was the definition of a reliable family breakfast stop. Many people grew up eating giant pancakes, omelets, and pies there after church or during road trips, so expectations remain incredibly high. But that's exactly where the trouble begins. While some locations still deliver that classic comfort food experience, many others have become frustratingly inconsistent. One visit might give you fluffy pancakes and friendly service, while the next leaves you waiting far too long for food that feels rushed and forgettable. The menu is packed with choices, but sometimes trying to do everything means doing nothing exceptionally well. Customers can forgive average food, but they rarely forgive unpredictability. That's why Perkins lands at number 5 on our worst list. Unfortunately, the next chain has an even bigger problem because its marketing promises something that many locations simply don't deliver. Number 4 is Bob Evans. Bob Evans built its reputation around farm-fresh breakfasts and country-style comfort food. The name itself makes people picture fresh eggs, homemade biscuits, and recipes passed down through generations. But over the past few years, many customers have noticed that reality doesn't always match the image. Portions have become smaller in some locations, prices continue climbing, and meals sometimes taste more processed than homemade. It's a perfect example of expectation versus reality. When branding promises farm freshness but customers experience something ordinary, disappointment becomes much stronger than if no promise had been made at all. The food isn't terrible, but it's struggling to justify the image that made the brand famous. Speaking of famous brands, our next entry might be the biggest breakfast icon in America. Number 3 is Denny's. Denny's has always been known as the place that's open whenever hunger strikes. Midnight? Open. Early morning? Open. Holidays? Usually open. That convenience helped build an incredibly loyal customer base. But operating 24 hours a day comes with challenges. Many recent customers have reported inconsistent food quality, slower service, and prices that no longer feel like the bargain they once were. When your biggest selling point is reliability, every inconsistent experience hurts even more. Despite all of this, Denny's continues attracting millions of customers because familiarity is powerful. People often choose restaurants they already know instead of taking risks. Unfortunately, familiarity alone can't solve everything. Number 2 is IHOP. For years, IHOP practically owned the pancake category. Mention breakfast, and many people instantly picture stacks of pancakes covered in syrup. That's a powerful brand. But today's customers expect more than just pancakes. They want fresh ingredients, better coffee, modern menu options, and restaurants that feel updated. While IHOP still serves solid pancakes, many locations feel outdated compared to newer competitors. Service quality varies significantly from restaurant to restaurant, and higher prices have caused many customers to question whether they're getting enough value. Brand loyalty can carry a company for years, but eventually every customer starts asking one simple question: is this meal worth what I'm paying? That brings us to the most disappointing breakfast chain on today's list. Number 1 is Huddle House. On paper, Huddle House sounds fantastic. Small town atmosphere, classic southern breakfast, affordable prices, and friendly service. But consistency has become its biggest enemy. Some locations earn glowing reviews while others leave customers promising never to return. When experiences vary this dramatically between restaurants, trust disappears. People aren't simply buying eggs and bacon. They're buying confidence that today's meal will be just as good as the last one. Without consistency, even great recipes can't build lasting loyalty. Thankfully, things get much more exciting from here because now we're moving into the 5 best breakfast chains in America. Starting with number 5, Cracker Barrel. Walking into Cracker Barrel feels different before you've even looked at the menu. The rocking chairs, old country decorations, gift shop, and smell of fresh biscuits instantly create an experience that feels nostalgic. That's brilliant psychology. Before customers even take a bite, they're emotionally invested. The portions remain generous, comfort food stays consistent, and guests know exactly what they're getting every visit. Consistency becomes a competitive advantage instead of a weakness. Number 4 is First Watch. While many traditional breakfast chains focused on giant portions, First Watch recognized that younger customers wanted something different. Fresh fruit, avocado toast, seasonal menus, healthier ingredients, fresh juices, and beautifully presented dishes have helped separate the brand from older competitors. The meals not only taste fresh but also look incredible, which matters more than ever in the age of social media. People truly eat with their eyes first, and First Watch understands that better than almost anyone. At number 3 is Chick-fil-A Breakfast. Most people immediately think about chicken sandwiches, not breakfast, which makes the morning menu surprisingly underrated. Chicken biscuits, breakfast burritos, hash browns, and consistently fast service make every visit feel smooth and efficient. Few restaurant chains have mastered operations like Chick-fil-A. Orders move quickly, mistakes are rare, and employees consistently create positive interactions. Great service can actually make food taste better because customers associate efficiency with quality. That's a psychological advantage many competitors simply can't match. Now we're down to our top 2. Number 2 is Waffle House. On the surface, Waffle House looks chaotic. Cooks shout orders across the kitchen, customers sit just feet away from the grill, and everything happens in full view. But that's exactly what makes it special. Watching your breakfast being cooked builds trust because there's nothing hidden behind kitchen doors. Every waffle, egg, and hash brown is prepared right in front of you. Even more impressive, Waffle House has become famous for remaining open during hurricanes and severe storms, earning such a reputation that emergency officials have even used its operating status as an informal measure of disaster severity. That's not just a restaurant anymore. That's part of American culture. Finally, our number 1 breakfast chain in 2026 is Biscuitville. Unlike many national brands, Biscuitville has resisted expanding too quickly. Instead, the company focuses almost obsessively on quality. Every morning, employees prepare fresh biscuits by hand rather than reheating frozen products. That simple commitment creates a noticeable difference in both taste and customer satisfaction. Instead of chasing rapid growth, Biscuitville protects the experience that made customers fall in love with the brand in the first place. It's proof that bigger doesn't always mean better. Sometimes the best breakfast comes from a company that refuses to cut corners. Looking at today's entire ranking, one lesson becomes incredibly clear. Great breakfast isn't just about pancakes, waffles, or bacon. It's about consistency, freshness, value, and giving customers the same satisfying experience every single visit. So now it's your turn. Which breakfast chain do you think deserves a higher ranking, and which restaurant should have been even lower? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more restaurant rankings and food deep dives, and turn on notifications because the next list might completely change where you eat your next breakfast. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.